The viral caramel apple bark is so worth making, comes together in 10 minutes, and tastes so good. Here's how to make it. Melt the chocolate of your choice, spread it out onto a baking tray, then top with pretzels. Then dice one apple into small pieces and sprinkle on top of the pretzels. Next, make your homemade peanut butter caramel sauce that takes only 5 minutes to make and drizzle on top. Then add your remaining melted chocolate over your bark and freeze for 20 to 30 minutes. Let me know in the comments if you tried this easy and delicious recipe. I hope you enjoy, and don't forget to follow for more.
I'm so excited. These are literally the cutest things I've ever seen. They're kind of like pumpkin cake balls, but they're gluten-free, dairy-free, and refined sugar-free. I'm gonna do about 1/2 can of pumpkin. And then I soaked these dates for like 2 hours. And then I usually just get a fork and you just mash it up. I'm just gonna form this little date paste. And I'm gonna do like 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. And then I blended up some oats to make oat flour. So I'm gonna do about, this is 2 cups. So I'm gonna start with 1 cup. And I'll probably do 2 cups. He's a little baby. And then you just wanna keep adding flour until it gets like a cookie dough consistency, I guess. And I'm actually gonna add another 1/2 cup of flour just because I feel like it was kind of sticky. Okay, this is the consistency that I got. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of nutmeg, and then some ginger, and then some cinnamon, and a little bit of salt. And then I'm just gonna roll them into little bite-sized balls. And they're super sticky, so if you put water on your hands while you're rolling them, then it helps it not stick to your hands. And then that made about 18 little balls, so I'm gonna stick that in the freezer for probably like 2 hours. It's been about 1.5 hours, so I just went ahead and took them out. And I just melted some white chocolate, so I'm gonna drizzle that over the top. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit of cinnamon to the top. These are so beautiful and adorable. Are you kidding me? That's so cute. Then I'm gonna put them in the freezer for like 5 minutes just to let the chocolate harden a little bit. Okay, I just took them out of the freezer, so I'm gonna taste them.
So what's the verdict?
I am an autumn.
Interesting.
If you go down in the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go down in the woods today, you'd better go in disguise. For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. If you go down in the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go down in the woods today, you'd better go in disguise. For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic.
So what's the verdict?
I am an autumn.
Interesting.
perfect and he smells really good.
What?
He smells really good and he looks amazing and
If you're looking for a cozy recipe to make this fall, these pumpkin spice cinnamon rolls are it. Shelby and I cannot hype this recipe up enough, and although homemade cinnamon rolls are notoriously a little intimidating, we promise the process is so simple, really anyone can make these. Quick hot take, but people only think they're difficult because they just take a little while to make. But the majority of the time is the dough proofing, which means you can sit back and toss on Gilmore Girls or your favorite fall movie in the meantime. Making these is the perfect activity for a chilly weekend, so light some candles, make some tea, get in the fall mood, and make yourself these pumpkin spice cinnamon rolls.
These brown butter pumpkin snickerdoodles combine 3 of the best fall flavors into one cookie. They start with a combination of brown butter, granulated sugar, brown sugar, and vanilla extract. Mix together and add in 1 egg yolk. Now for the best part. Take a 1/3 cup of canned pumpkin and use a paper towel to strain out some of the liquid. If you skip this step, your cookies would end up puffier and cakey, and we don't want that. It's all about chewy and gooey. Mix that in, then add flour, baking soda, cream of tartar, cinnamon, nutmeg, and salt. Scoop the dough into balls, roll it into cinnamon sugar, and bake at 350 for 10 to 12 minutes. These cookies are such a good way to transition into fall. They just make you feel so warm and cozy.
These are my chewy brown sugar maple cookies. So brown the butter first, then you want to add in a little bit of brown sugar, add in some maple, beat that all together until it's nice and creamy. Then you do a little bit of apple butter, which I know seems weird, but I promise you guys it's so good. Add an egg, add some vanilla, mix that all together. Then you just stir in some flour. Once the flour is incorporated, you want to stir in some pecans and chocolate chips. Totally optional, but so delicious. Beat that all together and then just scoop the cookie dough into cookie balls and bake the cookies until they are just set. While they're baking, you want to do a little bit of melted butter and maple together, add some powdered sugar, whisk that all together, and that's your glaze. The glaze doesn't really